Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to show you a game from 1949 between Alexander Kotov with the white pieces, famous author of Think Like a Grandmaster, and with the black pieces, former world champion, one of the greats, Tigran Petrosian. So let's get right to it. Kotov began the game with d4, d5 from Petrosian, c4, e6, knight c3, knight f6, and a favorite of many players from GM all the way down to the club level is the exchange variation. C takes d5, e takes d5, bishop g5 from Kotov. And already there is some simple ideas in the air, like bishop takes knight on f6, and then black is faced with the dilemma of how to capture. If he plays queen takes f6, then he loses the pawn on d5. And if he plays g takes f6, then he has a very bad pawn structure. This is why bishop e7 is played, so that after bishop takes f6, and white basically just gives up the bishop pair for nothing. So the game continues. e3, and this allows room for the bishop on f1 to come out. And also notice how white waits for the development of the knight on f3. Usually when white is waiting like this, sometimes he wants to play f3 at some point. So usually play might develop with the move bishop d3 from white, followed by knight e2, f3, and queen c2, with plans on playing in the center. Sometimes white will even castle queenside. So when you see that delay, the knight coming to f3, which is completely normal also, think of those type of ideas. Petrosian played c6. Kotov played queen c2 here. Bishop d3 is also usually played. And now here, Tigran makes an error, which doesn't seem so obvious, and he plays a move knight e4. And this allows the combination which follows. And this gives you also will give you some insight on the reasoning behind the move queen c2. Yes, right on the surface we see that the queen is occupying a nice diagonal and occupying the c file. Okay, so this move is prevented obviously, and the queen occupies the c file. But there's a tactical reason which we're about to see. So after knight e4, this attempted breakout by Petrosian to free his position ends in disaster after bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, and now I want you to notice that this bishop is no longer protected. This is an old trap in this variation. And now knight takes d5. Of course, knight takes e4, the game would just be even after knight takes e4. And this is what, of course, Petrosian, the young Petrosian, was anticipating, perhaps some kind of variation like that. All right. However, after bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, Kotov played the correct knight takes d5, and now this bishop is hanging after c takes d5, queen takes c8 followed with check, queen d8, bishop b5 check, queen takes b7 was playable, knight c6, and Kotov played bishop takes c6, although queen takes b7 again is perfectly fine, probably a little stronger. And after b takes c6, b takes c6, and queen takes c6, Petrosian resigned. And that was it. I think that's probably Tigran Petrosian's shortest game. All right, so it's amazing. Just think that in about 15 years or so, he would be world champion.